Hey guys, we have been given this equation and we're being asked to graph the circle that it represents, right? Now, we are very lucky in this case. This equation is already in standard form. When our equation is in standard form, it's super easy to get the information we need. If you're looking at a problem and you're like, mine is not in standard form, I'll link a video in the corner for you where we get one to standard form, okay? But we are already there. Okay, so when we are in this form, it's very easy to see what my center is and the radius, okay? Those are the two things I need to be able to graph this. So that's why it's so convenient, right? I need to know the center of my circle and the radius of my circle, and then I can graph it, okay? So you'll notice here that H and K are my center, okay? You will also notice that here they are negative, and then in my ordered pair, they're positive. So what that tells me is we change the sign, okay? So right here, I've got a -4. For my center, the H, the first number in that ordered pair, is going to be a +4, okay? My second number, you're like, oh no, there's not a K, right? There's nothing being added or subtracted. All that means is I could rewrite this as y -0 squared, right? That wouldn't change my equation. So if it's just alone like that, that means that second number is a 0, okay? Not too bad, right? Now my radius, you might be tempted to say, oh, the radius is 36, but not quite. The radius isn't 36, the radius squared is 36, okay? So how do I figure out what just the radius is? I'm gonna take the square root of both sides. Those cancel, and I end up with that the radius is 6. Now, typically when we introduce a square root, we have our answer be plus or minus, but this is a radius. It's a distance, so I don't need to worry about the minus, okay? So my radius is 6, okay? Now that I have the center and the radius, I can graph this. So here is my lovely coordinate plane here. My center is at 4, 0, meaning I go to the right 4 and I don't go up and down at all. It just stays on that x-axis, okay? Now my radius is 6. The radius, if you've forgotten, goes from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle, okay? So, and it does that in every direction, right? For our purposes, we just like to go up, down, right, and left, 6 in this case, and that gives us a pretty good idea of what our circle looks like, right? So I'm going to go from here, I'm going to go up 6, to the right 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to the left 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? Now, just like on a line, you don't graph every point. That you really can't do that. So just like that, we don't need to graph every point. These 4 points give us a pretty good idea of what our circle looks like, okay? So we're going to go ahead and, oh gosh, guys, I am not the best at drawing circles, but we'll pretend for a second. Okay, so my circle should look something like that. Okay, all right, hopefully this made sense. We started out with an equation that was already in standard form, which was very convenient for us. We figured out the center and the radius, and we're able to graph it. Okay, hopefully this made sense. If you need some more circle videos, I have a lot. I will link a playlist for you. Thanks, bye.